Hi everyone, it's me. With our chickens. Um, we're my husband wants to give them all stripper names, so we're not really quite sure. We actually were looking up stripper names on the internet. We have a bunch, but anyways, I want to talk about nurturing and what it's like to go from nurturing someone and loving someone and giving, sacrificing for someone, and all of a sudden they're just gone. Poof. Whether it's through life, through them passing, whether it's through, a divorce, when one child goes to live with the other parent, or when they grow up and they just, break contact. And you don't really know why. You might have a reason, a thought why, but you're not really quite sure. So just want to talk about nurturing and what is so important about basically the what to do when the person you've nurtured and invested in is gone and you have a plate full of food, which is love, compassion, empathy, the worry, the fear, the hope that, all of that we've invested in our children is just gone. And you're like, I have all this food. Where am I going to put it? Who's going to come and eat it? And I want to just talk about society in general. Since the beginning of time, the mindset of society is that if you have a child, you're supposed to raise the child up in the way he should go, and then, through time, women and men got divorced, and women had to go work, and some women actually were in a dual parent family and chose to work, and so they were shamed by society because society says you should stay home and raise your children. Why would you pay someone else to raise your children? And these women, in fact, were nurturing themselves. And so what happens is, and I'm not saying a majority, and I'm not saying a lot, I'm just saying with certain people, when certain people have children, they invest everything into their child, and that child becomes their identity. And that's what their conversation revolves around. And I know women who put their children before themselves, their spouse, family, and everything else. It's all they focus on is their children. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. But what happens in the case when you've invested in your children and all of a sudden they are gone? Whether it's through passing, whether it's through they got married and left. You get a divorce and your child wants to live with the other parents. There's a lot of heartbreaking and just heart-wrenching situations in which we are separated from our children, and sometimes it's our choice, sometimes it's their choice, sometimes women give up their child for an adoption because they just aren't ready to care. But either way, when that separation happens, where do you put your nurturing? Who do you give of yourself to? Where does your love go? What are you supposed to do with it? And I have a great idea, and you can accept it and choose to go with this, or you can choose to not, and you can sit in your suffering even longer every single day for the rest of your life. My suggestion is this: first person you should be nurturing is yourself. The reason why is because when I'm nourished and I take care of myself, I'm able to take care of other people. But also, I'm not spreading myself too thin, and I'm not putting myself at the end of the herd. I don't want to be the weakest link, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're actually weak. There's a certain weakness when you are not nourishing your body and you're not taking care of your soul, your spirit, your emotions, your feelings, your everything. So the first person you should be nurturing is yourself. And that is through kindness, love, forgiveness. Just going, if you want to take a walk, take a picture, talk with a friend, anything you want, just do something. Second person you should be nourishing is your primary partner in life. Whether you've chosen a friend as a primary partner, or you're engaged, married, living with someone, whatever the case is, let's nourish that person too. because they have to be equally healthy in the relationship, and you can nourish one another, the ebb and flow. Next people you should nurture are your children, of course, because that's what we do instinctually. That's just the way it is. So all I want to say is, if you have a separation from your children, whether it's in life or in death, what you can do early on, after you nurture yourself and nurture your partner, if you have a partner, if not, that's fine, and your children, also choose other people to nurture. Whether you go volunteer at a nursing home, volunteer, in at a local food pantry, volunteer with homeless veterans. How about you go out and volunteer to babysit for someone, or to offer to be an adoptive grandmother for someone, or aunt or mom or something like that. There comes a point in time when you have to kind of spread the love. Don't give it just to one person, because they can just take it away. If you have spread your love throughout, just even your neighborhood, go help your neighbor. There's a lot of elderly people living in their homes that need help, whether it's shoveling or raking, pulling weeds, anything. Just get to know the people around you. Let them know, hey, if you need help sometime, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, let me know. I'll come over and help you. The best thing about my situation is I live in a pretty rural area. We have lots of trees and nature and deer and things like that. But these two women who are in their 80s and who both have walkers walk every single day around our neighborhood. And they walk together every single day. They nourish one another because they love one another. And that keeps them going. The fact that they have someone to lean on, and someone that nourishes them and loves them and cares for them and cares about their well-being, that's the way it is. So to all the women that have gone to work, whether by choice and you would rather have a babysitter, hats off to you. It's good for you. You should never feel ashamed if you want to go to work and take care of yourself financially so you could take care of your children and you can give them a better life, or a life. And kudos to all of those women that have children that have chosen to stay home with them. But in all of this, the first person you nourish is yourself, which is very difficult if you were raised to put others first and to think of other people, and to basically put yourself last. Others first, you're last. You have to say yes to everyone. You have to be a people pleaser. It's one step at a time. And the one step at a time means the most important thing you can do is disconnect and give yourself a break. I like Facebook, and I like watching certain shows, but there's times when I have to disconnect just so I can maybe go paint or take care of my kitchen. I did that wall. Or hold a chicken. Just do something nice for yourself. So anyway, he pecks at me. Anyways, so that's all I wanted to talk about. This little guy says hello. You're still thinking of names, but I hope this helps, and I hope you're all having a great day. But first and foremost, nurture yourself so you can nurture others. And spread your love, not too thinly, but spread your love so that your cup will overflow and not be empty. So there you go. I hope you're having a good day, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.